Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is Ted Lasso Season 2. Ted Lasso is back, the American football coach coaching football in England, which is of course a completely different sport Americans know as soccer. Ted's annoyingly contagious positive attitude has given AFC Richmond great team culture, but they lost last season and were demoted to relegation. Now they're trying to win their way back into the Premier League. There's a problem right away when one of their star players, Danny Rojas, goes for a penalty kick and in a tragic accident kills the team mascot. And Danny takes it real hard. His whole motto was football is life, but now it's football is death. So they bring in a sports psychiatrist, Dr. Sharon, who is great at her job and helps him out a lot. In fact, the whole team loves her, so they have her stay on for the season. Ted tries to win her over with his usual overwhelming friendliness, but Sharon's a real serious person. She's not having it. The team's operations manager, Leslie Higgins, gives Dr. Sharon his office, which becomes a running joke for the rest of the season. Now, Richmond's best player was the douchebag ball hog Jamie Tart, who went over to their rival last season, but now he's kicked off that team when he breaks his contract to go on a reality dating show. And that's fine by him, because what he really wants is to go back to Richmond, where Ted Lasso had really started getting through to him last season. But it's not a warm welcome from his fellow players, because he was kind of a wanker. Richmond's other best player, Roy Kent, finally had to retire last season. Now he's coaching his niece's football team and living happily with his girlfriend, Keely. But Keely can tell he misses the game, convinces him to try a broadcasting gig, which he is ill-suited for because every word out of his mouth is profanity. But turns out people love it. He's real popular. Keely is working for the team as their sponsorship manager, sets up a great one with Dubai Air with star player Sam Obisanya. But he finds out Dubai Air's parent company is horribly polluting his home country of Nigeria, so Sam takes a stand, blacks out the sponsor on his jersey, and the rest of the team's like, yeah man, we got your back, including Jamie Tart, who now earns his respect. So with Richmond boycotting Dubai Air, they soon get a new sponsor, the dating app Banter. Its gimmick is there's no pictures, so you can connect just by talking, and team owner Rebecca Welton is falling for some mystery man. Sam Obisanya has a great match too, and what a coincidence, we're both here on a date. Soon they realize they've been talking to each other, which is a bit awkward with the age difference and she's technically his boss. They decide to have dinner as just friends, but they really like each other and don't want to be just friends. They'll see where this thing goes. Later, Sam gets a visit from an African billionaire who wants to recruit him for his all-African football club, which would be the dream. Rebecca's like, hey Sam, I like you, but don't worry about me, do what's best for you. But Sam agrees staying in Richmond's where he wants to be, and this guy does not take it well. Now with Richmond still not winning, new team captain Isaac is starting to feel the pressure. Ted gets help from former team captain Roy Kent, who has Isaac play a friendly street game to remind him that football's supposed to be fun. Ted busts out classic romantic comedy lines to convince Roy to coach with him, but Roy's not interested until he realizes that's exactly what he wants to do, and the rom-com homage continues as he quits on the air and runs over there. You had me at hello, coach. So Roy Kent is back at AFC Richmond, which is great, except for the other newest coach, Nathan Shelley, Nate the Great. He was the lowly towel boy last season until Ted recognized his talent for football strategy and recruited him, but he's starting to let it go to his head. He spends the whole season bullying the new towel boy. Nate's trying to learn to be more assertive, but he takes advice the wrong way and develops a disgusting habit of hyping himself up by spitting on things. Roy Kent's return also causes friction with his main rival, Jamie Tart, but he's actually got some great advice for Jamie. Ted Lasso's taught Jamie how to be a team player, but Roy Kent's like, hey man, sometimes you gotta be a douchebag ball hog. When we give you the signal, go into beast mode, and yeah, Richmond starts scoring. But as they have a chance to win their first game, Ted Lasso has a panic attack again and has to leave. The other coaches don't know what to do until Nate the Great steps up with an unconventional strategy that works brilliantly. Now Nate gets some real media attention where he accidentally dubs himself the Wonder Kid. But now Ted Lasso admits it might help him to talk to Dr. Sharon, and he does not like psychiatry. He gets plenty of therapy by talking with his friends group, the Diamond Dogs, who love chatting about their feelings. But while Ted Lasso acts like the happiest person on the planet, remember he just got divorced and he's repressing some deep sadness. Eventually Dr. Sharon lets Ted befriend her so he feels comfortable opening up about his divorce and his father's suicide from when he was a kid, and she helps him quite a bit. Now it's time for Richmond's big game against their rivals, Manchester City. It does not go well though. They lose horribly, and it's especially bad for Jamie Tart, whose douchebag father's in the stands rooting for the other team. He comes back and starts harassing Jamie, who's finally gotta punch his douchebag dad in the face. And in a beautiful bro moment, it's Roy Kent, who kinda hates him, but now gives him a hug. Aww. Now remember, Ted's best friend, Coach Beard, who's a man of few words, the perfect foil for Ted's loquaciousness. To shake off this bad beat, he gets a full episode, Wild Adventure, where long story short, he reconnects with his on-again, off-again girlfriend, Jane. Now remember, hardball reporter Trent Krim of The Independent. He gives Ted the heads up that someone revealed his stomach issue was actually a panic attack, and his source was Nate. Yes, the Wonder Kid has really let his new fame get to his head. He starts being downright cruel. He's been on a rampage lately, actually kissed Keely when they were going out as friends. Around the same time, Keely's ex-boyfriend, Jamie Tart, admits he's still in love with her. The old Roy Kent would have murdered him over this, but Jamie's trying to be a better guy. He gives a sincere apology, and Roy's trying to be a better guy. He forgives him. And remember, that's one of the best things about this show. Instead of characters acting dumb to create unnecessary drama, Ted Lasso has taught everyone to handle their problems maturely, and it's just a great example of how to live. Except as their final game is not going well, Nate the Great is really not fitting with the team's vibe anymore. Ted tries to reach him him, hey man, we can talk it out, but Nate has gone fully to the dark side now, blames Ted for hogging all the glory. But luckily the team is still in Ted Lasso mode, and as it comes down to a final kick from Danny Rojas, where he's gotten over his fear of accidentally killing dogs, and the team wins, they're promoted back to the Premier League. But Nate is not sharing in their victory. In fact, he quits the team. And turns out Rebecca's wanker ex-husband has just bought a rival team, and he's hired as head coach none other than Darkside Nathan Shelley. Will Nate come back to the nice guy he was, or has Darth Wonder Kid taken full control? Find out in Ted Lasso Season 3. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.